Hello. I feel the need to unbox a lot of stuff in the last 24 hours or so. I just think that some of us can do with something light and frivolous and absolutely insignificant. I know these unboxings are really boring to some of you, but for the same reason that it is boring to some of you, it is soothing to some of us. So, this is, I'm not even gonna try how to pronounce that. Svatojansky Tarot by Eva Francova. A kind, sweet friend by kind, sweet friend I mean Bart, have generously offered his help to help me buy this deck from Poland, because the website that I tried to buy this from was in Polish. I think it was Polish. And then, of course, the person I was corresponding with, their English is pretty marginal. But that's not the problem. The problem is that they wanted me to transfer cash, I think. Or is it entered my credit card details into their site or some site that they use for payment? Whatever it was, I was not comfortable, and so I didn't. And looking at their website alone, I couldn't navigate through it because everything was in Polish, and it was just too difficult. And so I think this was last year. And so yeah, I've kind of given up on it. I've pretty much given up on it. I thought, no, I'm never gonna get it. So it's interesting to me because it is a take on the Tarot de Marseille, the Marseille woodblock older tarot tradition, but with the minor illustrated as if they were Rider-Waite-Smith. So let's take a look at that together. So I am so grateful to Bart, because without his help, I would not have been able, I just wouldn't have the energy to try to buy this deck. So I wish the book is in English because it's pretty thick, but I don't think it will be. So that's the book. Eva Francová, Svatojansky Tarot. I wonder what Svatojansky means. Then it has here moto.cz. Ludus non est sensus mundi, sed sensus mundi est ludus. Not quite sure what that means. I know mundi is a world. I'll try and Google translate that at some point. And then there's the explanation for the card. Of course, I don't understand a word, so we'll put that aside. I miss my other filming area because I could. Anyway, I'm not gonna complain. So let's open this. Let's translate that Latin, because I am quite curious. Bear with me as I Google that. What was it again? Ludus non est sensus. Ludus non est sensus mundi, sed sensus mundi est ludus. Google Translate, Latin to English, cut and paste, translating. There is no sense of the world game, but a sense of the world game. Okay, that is the literal translation of it. And to tweak that translation into what it actually means, there is no sense of world game, but a sense of the world game. There is no sense of the world game, but a sense of the world game. If somebody know the more practical translation to that, please feel free to.
Ludus non est sensus mundi, sed sensus mundi est ludus.
Okay, that's, don't know if you can hear that, but that's what it says on Google Translate. I'm gonna bring my scissors over. Cardstock's nice and matte. Reminds me of my Millennium tarot. I wonder if this is printed in China as well. So this is the 5 of something, 5 of cups. So we'll see the major arcanas here. So as you can see, it looks like, it'll be ironic if I use majors only for this as well. Why should it be ironic? Because the reason why I use majors only is because the pips actually interrupt the flow of stories for me visually. And so that's the back. So blindfold, so that's like type 1. Okay, so that's the hook, the shepherd's hook instead of the triple cross. So that's modeled, again, the scallop, so that's modeled after type 1 Tarot de Marseille, which arguably, it was argued it was older, but it's not really, because type 1 and type 2 overlapped, if you remember from my last video. But the hangman is type 2, so the more modern. We've just lost some light, so hold on a second. Right, we're back. Type 1. He has a beard, that's interesting. So eyes and the knees. Usually you have faces on the shoulders as well as the elbows. profile. So that's type 2. I think type 1 is face frontal, the moon. I can't remember, I have to double check. So usually the person facing that way is a clergy with the sort of bold patch on the head, you know, where you have that a bit like the Jewish tradition with the yarmulke. This doesn't, so I'm not quite sure, because usually it's the clergy facing that way and the congregation is buried facing this way, as if to prepare them for the resurrection, or whatever you call it, so that the clergy can face the flock and the flock faces the clergy, ready to be led upwards and onwards. So that is definitely type 2. And then you have the aces. So the aces are pretty traditional, and I think it's the 2 that makes it interesting. So there's that saying again, something about, you know, there is something about the game of the world, there's no sense of it. But there is a sense of it. I'm quite intrigued. I'm a little obsessed by what that means now. There is no sense, but there is a sense. I have a feeling it's something very wise and very deep. So that's a 2. Now this is when things got interesting. This is the 2, all the 2s. For me, 2 is balance and transformation. Balance for transformation. 3. I suspect this is pretty Rider-Waite-Smith. Growth, going into something larger. We'll see with the 3. So it is pretty Rider-Waite-Smith, although it's not so much heartbreak. It's a lot more macro than that. It's a lot more bigger picture than that. It is such pain, but his pain in having to sacrifice his son is the gateway to something much bigger, something huge. After this, not only was his son spared, but his faith after this, the kind of ability to be so faithful up to a point that you will sacrifice your own son, brought him across a kind of a spiritual threshold. And so the 3 is that gateway for growth is there. So I quite like that, because the heart being pierced is very, it's, for some of us, it's a bit too narrow-minded, it's a bit too narrow view, it's a bit too narrow for some of us, and so I quite like that, even though the tone I think is still pretty much RWS. So that's the 4 of staves. I think that's Noah's Ark. You're the threshold, you're moving on to something else. Yeah, with 1, so that's definitely RWS indeed. Which would which would be good for some of you. So that's 4. That kind of, in that sense, you know, when your father is protecting your daughter, you want them safe, but as the story goes, as the joke goes sometimes, that you then won't let your child to grow to be a woman. You want them to be a girl all the time. And I have friends whose daughters are now 18, 19, going to university, now no longer a girl, but they're women. And the idea of my friends were all the fathers, so the male friends who are now fathers of very young women. The idea of them becoming a woman really unnerved them, because the idea that they are now no longer under their protection, and they do not know whether their daughter's going to be safe, you know, that no one's going to hurt them. But if you don't release them into the world, if you keep them like this, they won't grow. And same with anything in the material world, in the realized world, I suppose. And so he's looking like he's asleep. And then there is the 5 of Wands. So that's interesting. That's like triumphant, like announcing to the world that you're strong and triumphant. That's what I'm getting from that. For me, the 5 of fire is strive for strength, strive for growth, strive to be better. It's strive which resulted. It is strive which resulted in more strength, more performance, better things. Five of Cups. Five of Coins. Five of Swords. It's like pointing tip against tip. It's like, you know, you're fighting yourself. There's no point. There's this sense of winning the battle but losing the war. There's this sense of micromanagement, focusing on the small, and you're tripping over the big things. What's the term? Losing the woods for the, no, something the tree for the woods, seeing the trees, seeing the woods for the, I can't remember what the expression is, but you know, you guys know what I'm talking about. Six of Cups. Now interesting here, because you don't see small children, you see a lady contemplating 6 cups. I wonder what that's about. If someone who can read, who understand the Polish in this book, could let me know, I would love to know this one here. Do you think they will have an English translation? I might email them and ask. This is the 6 of Coins. David and... Is it? No. Is it David and Goliath? I don't know. Maybe not. Intriguing. I don't have much thoughts, but this idea of... Oh, is this that guy who is this Prometheus giving people fire? I don't know. Someone can confirm. 6 of Swords, usually moving, so you can clearly see the RWS there. 7. Now this is David and Goliath. 7 of Staves. We all know, I'm assuming you all know the story of David and Goliath. He's small with a sling, but he defeated this giant. 7 of Cups. I'm very curious about that other, the 6 of Cups. Was that the 6 of Cups? Yeah, that one there. Maybe reflecting upon your past, making peace with your past. I don't know. 7 of Coins. I don't know whether she's pregnant, but it's that point of the gateway or the threshold of manifestation there. Maybe it manifests, maybe it doesn't. I don't know. 7. That's Hermes, isn't it? The goddess of message, whatever it is, with the wing and the wing on the thing. That's the 7 of Swords. Swiftness, that's what I'm thinking. It's usually associated with this person sneaking around in Pamela Coleman Smith's art, but I think in this case, I like that it's a bigger picture, or it feels like it, because I have no idea what this is about. This is Father Time, the 8 of Swift. This is Chronos, I'm thinking. 8 of Fire. 8 of, what is this? 8 of Cups, moving on. So this is maybe Vesuvius, do you think? What's that place that's completely gone? Completely obliterated, and you have to move on. 8 of Coins. 8 of Swords. Ooh. You're not really tied to anything, but you're just sitting there. What are you doing? 9 of Fire. Is he being scolded by an elder or something? For me, 9 of Fire is that, you know, that you're in the tunnel, you're not out of the tunnel, but you see the light at the end of the tunnel. That's 9 of Fire for me. This is 9 of Cups. So now we're moving to, what is this, the 1700s? So that's kind of the period of where these woodblock print cards, mainly from 1600s, 1700s, 1800s. There's no wig, so I don't know, but looking at the outfit here, that's from the 1800s maybe, because of that corseted hip and all that. Or is it the 1600s? I have no idea, but shouldn't the men be like powdered wig and all that? I don't know. 8 of coins, 8 of swords. Are those dragons? Red dragon. What is this one here? I don't know. He's not yet defeated. He's hammered down, but he is not yet defeated. This is the 10 of fire. Atlas. How appropriate. The whole world on your shoulder. This is 10 of cups. 10 of coins. Do you think that's Midas? King Midas? Midas? 10 of swords. Now that's interesting. The 10 of swords, he is holding a bunch of barley with a staff. If someone know what this story is about, do let me know. And then we have the valet of bâton. Valet of... So I can see that the modern faces, but in ancient outfit. I don't know why I'm thinking that face or hairstyle is not in keeping with the period of the outfit. I could be wrong. That's just a sense. The valet of coins, the valet of swords, the cavalier of bâton, cavalier of chalice, cavalier of coins, cavalier of swords, the king of bâton, the king of chalices, no, queen, the queen of coins, the queen of swords, the king of bâton, the king of chalices, the king of coins. So that's very much, with the pose, is very much like a lot of those style de Marseille. And then this is the king of swords. Looking at the faces, I am wondering if these are faces of real people that the artist know and that he put on here. It'd be really, really lovely to know, because they look like the caricature of real faces, of real people. Anyone who knows how to read the handbook, please do let me know, because I could swear, I'm willing to bet that these are actually faces of real people. Whether it's someone that the author or creator know, or someone in the public, public face from the community that the creator is from. Would love to know. I would love to know. So that is the Svatojansky tarot. Feel free to let me know if I have not pronounced that correctly, by Eva Francová. And thank you again, Bart, for helping me get this deck. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.